Hello, young man. I know that life can be tough, and it's easy to get caught up in negative thoughts and emotions. But I want you to know that you are not alone, and that there is hope for a better tomorrow. As someone who has faced their fair share of challenges and struggles, I've learned a thing or two about building resilience and maintaining a healthy sense of self-worth. Growing up, I had to deal with the loss of my parents, and the weight of that tragedy could have easily consumed me. But I chose to use it as fuel to drive me forward, to make a difference in the world, and to honor their memory. It wasn't easy, of course. There were plenty of times when I felt like giving up, when the pain and the grief seemed too much to bear. But I found ways to cope, to channel my emotions into something positive, and to keep moving forward. One of the most important things I've learned is the importance of self-reflection. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life, to lose sight of what's truly important, and to neglect our own needs and well-being. But taking the time to reflect on our thoughts, feelings, and actions can be incredibly powerful. It allows us to identify areas where we need to improve, to celebrate our successes, and to develop a greater sense of self-awareness. Now, I know that it's not always easy to do this. It takes courage, vulnerability, and a willingness to confront our own weaknesses and flaws. But trust me, it's worth it. When we take the time to understand ourselves, to acknowledge our strengths and weaknesses, and to develop a growth mindset, we open ourselves up to incredible possibilities. We become more confident, more resilient, and more equipped to handle the challenges that life throws our way. Another crucial aspect of building healthy self-esteem is learning to reframe negative thoughts and emotion. It's easy to get caught up in self-criticism, to dwell on our mistakes, and to beat ourselves up over our perceived shortcomings. But this kind of thinking is not only unhelpful, it's also unhealthy. It can lead to anxiety, depression, and a whole host of other problems that can hold us back from reaching our full potential. So, what can we do instead? How can we reframe negative thoughts and emotions in a more positive and empowering way? One strategy is to practice self-compassion. This means treating ourselves with kindness, understanding, and patience, just as we would a close friend. It means acknowledging that we're human, that we make mistakes, and that it's okay not to be perfect. It means being gentle with ourselves and avoiding self-criticism and judgment. Another strategy is to focus on the present moment. Rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, we can bring our attention to the here and now. We can focus on our breath, our surroundings, and the sensations in our body. We can cultivate a sense of mindfulness and learn to appreciate the beauty and wonder of the present moment. Now, I know that this is easier said than done. It takes practice, patience, and persistence to develop a more positive and empowering mindset. But I want you to know that it's possible. I've seen it in my own life, and I've seen it in the lives of countless others. When we make a commitment to ourselves, to prioritize our own well-being, and to cultivate a growth mindset, we open ourselves up to incredible possibilities. Of course, there will be setbacks and challenges along the way. There will be times when we feel like giving up, when the journey seems too difficult, and when we doubt our own abilities. But it's precisely in these moments that we need to dig deep, to find the courage and the resilience to keep going. We need to remind ourselves of our strengths, our accomplishments, and our values. We need to surround ourselves with positive influences, supportive relationships, and nourishing environments. As men, we often struggle with emotions, with vulnerability, and with asking for help. We're socialized to be strong, to be stoic, and to suppress our feelings. But this kind of masculinity is limiting, and it's ultimately damaging to our mental and emotional health. It's time for us to redefine what it means to be a man, to embrace our emotions, and to prioritize our own well-being. So, I want to leave you with a challenge today. I want you to take a closer look at your own life, to examine your thoughts, feelings, and actions. I want you to identify areas where you need to improve, and to develop a plan to make positive changes. I want you to practice self-compassion, to focus on the present moment, and to cultivate a growth mindset. Remember, building healthy self-esteem takes time, effort, and patience. It's a journey, not a destination, but I promise you, it's worth it. When we prioritize our own well-being, when we cultivate a positive and empowering mindset, And when we develop a greater sense of self-awareness, we open ourselves up to incredible possibilities. We become more confident, more resilient, and more equipped to handle the challenges that life throws our way. So, don't be afraid to take the first step. Don't be afraid to ask for help, to seek support, and to prioritize your own needs. Remember, you are not alone, and you are deserving of love, care, and compassion. You are strong, capable, and resilient, and you have the power to create the life you want. And if you feel this talk helpful, don't forget like and subscribe. And if you want to be a more grateful person, you can donate on the Patreon account. Link on description. See you soon, friend.